When properly and tightly applied, the basic whipping is an effective way to keep the ends of a rope from unraveling. This whipping is made by first forming a large loop in the whipping string. Then the inside of this loop is wrapped simultaneously around both the rope and the ends of the string. Scouts often find this whipping a little tricky because it's the inside of the loop that's wrapping around the rope, not either end of the string. This technique can be easier to grasp by using a pole to represent the rope and a thicker cord to represent the whipping string. Paracord or thin braided nylon work well. The string is shaped into a loop, both ends held parallel to the rope, one end facing the middle and the other the end being whipped. Make sure the end of the string sticks out farther than the end of the rope. Holding the rope and both ends of the whipping string in one hand, use the inside of the loop to make wraps around everything. You can proceed from either side, but you'll find it easier to start wrapping from the end towards the middle. Don't let the wraps overlap, and make sure they're tight and against each other. When the whipping is as wide as the rope is thick, pull the remaining part of the loop through the wraps by pulling on the end of the whipping string that's sticking out from the end of the rope. Tighten the whipping by pulling on both ends. Each end of the string should be pulled so they meet parallel to one another under the wraps. Here's the whole process. Start by trimming off the rope's frayed part. Depending on the diameter of the rope, a comfortable length of whipping string for this kind of whipping is 18 to 24 inches. Waxed flax cord is recommended, but any kind of strong string will do. Form the loop, with one end of the whipping string sticking out a little farther than the end of the rope. Make the wraps tight and don't overlap. When the whipping is as wide as the rope is thick, it's time to pull the ends. A fairly common mistake can be made when the last part of the loop isn't lined up with the final wrap. Be careful not to pull the string when the loop crosses diagonally over the wraps. Just line it up properly and then tighten the whipping. Pull and position the ends of the whipping string so both line up right next to each other, tight underneath the wraps. And the last thing to do is just trim the end of the rope and the whipping string.